Hi everybody, and welcome to the Butterfly Garden at the Detroit Zoo. My name is Claire and I'm a Curator of Education with the Detroit Zoological Society, and I would like to invite you to join me on a learning adventure. Alright, so we're going to need a couple supplies to do some activities in a little bit. So if someone around you can gather those supplies now, you'll be ready when we're ready for the activities. You are going to need a blanket, some construction paper, some scissors, the outline of a butterfly, which is just the outline line drawing of it, and we'll show you what that looks like. You could print one off online or you could draw one. You're going to need a paper plate or a dinner plate, about 15 to 20 pennies, a coffee filter or a piece of paper towel, some markers, those same scissors from your second activity, and a ribbon or a twist tie. A twist tie like the one that you get on a loaf of bread from the store. We're also going to be learning some vocabulary today. So parents, this activity we generally do with kindergarten, first graders, or second graders. And the vocabulary that we're going to cover today includes chrysalis, caterpillar, butterfly, proboscis. We're going to talk about symmetry and symmetrical. And we're going to talk about two specific types of butterflies, the Queen Alexandra birdwing and the Western pygmy blue butterfly. All right, so we covered the supplies that we'll need. And don't worry if you can't gather them all together right now. They'll be posted online so you can do these activities anytime that it's convenient for you. But we're going to go for a walk through the butterfly garden and see who's flying around today. There's more than 20 different species or 20 different types of butterflies that live in the garden. And we'll see who we can find. You'll notice there's lots of plants and lots of flowers. The butterflies rely on those flowers to eat. They drink the nectar out of them. We actually have a butterfly resting down here on the pathway. So we're going to be really careful not to step on the butterfly, but I'd like you to see this one. You can see the wings and how they match. They're perfectly symmetrical. So there's yellow dots, and this beautiful orangey red on both sides. You can see the butterflies walking with the legs and the two long antennas that come out from the top of its head. We'll keep walking and see who else is out here today. There's a couple of butterflies right over here. They're using this feeder, and there's little bits of fruit out here for them to suck the juices out of. The keepers come through every single day and change out what's in the feeders and clean them out to make sure that everybody stays healthy and has all the food that they need. There's another butterfly hiding inside this fern. This one has his proboscis, or his tongue, rolled all up right by his head, so you can't really see it on this one. So we'll keep looking to see if we can find another butterfly that we can. Here's one resting up towards the top of this one. You'll notice that it's really warm in here. I'm just wearing a regular shirt. So it's about the temperature of like a perfect summer day, about 75 degrees. And that's because butterflies are cold-blooded. We're warm-blooded, so we produce our own heat. So if it gets cold outside, we can put on a hat and a coat and gloves and insulate ourselves and keep that heat in. But butterflies can't do that. They rely on the sun to keep them warm in the warm temperature. Can you imagine what it would look like for a butterfly to wear a hat and gloves? If you look right over here at this tree, you can see a butterfly, and the proboscis is rolled up, that tongue is rolled up in a big circle right in front of its face. Can you you imagine if you had a long straw in the front of your face that you could use to reach in and drink your juice or drink your water? All right. So we've seen a couple different butterflies, but how does a butterfly's life start? They start as eggs. I have a picture over here of a couple different eggs. So different butterflies lay eggs that look a little bit different. So you can see on this one, they're all on the underside of this leaf, and these ones have these little spidery legs that stick out that help it hold on to that leaf. So even if the wind blows, the egg's not going to go anywhere. This one is really zoomed in. It's big and orange and beautiful and colorful. In reality, it's really, really tiny. The swallowtails lay a whole bunch of eggs all on the underside of the leaf, a big clump of them. Whereas like the blue morpho, just one. And again, this egg would be much, much tinier. We blew them up so you could see how pretty the eggs are individually. I'd like to share a story with you. You may have read this book before someplace, either at school or at home, but it's one of my favorites. I don't think the butterflies have heard it recently. So I would like to share with you The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. And we can see the journey of a butterfly's life cycle from egg to butterfly. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. So there's that egg that we were just talking about. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop, out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomach ache. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now, he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a chrysalis around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then, he nibbled a hole in the chrysalis, pushed his way out, and what do you think? He was a beautiful butterfly. All right. So when butterflies come to the Detroit Zoo, here to the butterfly garden, they come as chrysalises. They come from areas south of here that are much warmer all year round. Let's go take a look at the chrysalis window. When the chrysalises come in, they come in here, and our animal care staff carefully put them next to the picture of what type of butterfly each one is. And you'll notice that they look like leaves, or they look like branches, or dead leaves even, but these are all disguises. So if a bird was looking for a tasty snack, they would have a hard time finding this if it was hung up in a tree or a bush or underneath a plant. So it's a pretty clever disguise. And every day the animal care staff come in and they check to see who's ready to come out into the butterfly garden. So when those chrysalises pop open, the butterfly will emerge just like we just saw in that book. They'll flap the wings for a little while until they're all full and beautiful, and then the keepers will come and carefully transfer them out to the garden. So my friend Sarah was just here a few minutes ago, and she brought a couple butterflies out. And they're still right here, getting used to their new surroundings. There's one, two. There's another one tucked in here too. You'll notice I didn't touch them, and when the animal care staff bring them outside, they're really, really careful. Their wings are really delicate, and even a slight brush could damage their wings in a way that they might not be able to fly anymore. So if you ever run into a butterfly out in your backyard or your schoolyard, you want to take special care not to bump into it and hurt its wings. All right, we're going to head into the Wildlife Interpretive Gallery. My friend Sandy's there, and she's got some activities for you to do. The first one, you'll need that blanket that I listed off on the supply list. So grab that and follow me, and we'll go see Sandy.